I'm curious, though, under what conditions at this point would President Trump talk to President Xi about tariffs?
Look, I just spoke to the president about this, and he believes that China wants to make a deal with the United States. He believes China has to make a deal with the United States. It was a mistake for China to retaliate. The president, when America is punched, he punches back harder. That's why there will be 104% tariffs going into effect on China tonight at midnight. But the president believes that Xi and China want to make a deal. They just don't know how to get that started. And the president also wanted me to tell all of you that if China reaches out to make a deal, he'll be incredibly gracious, but he's going to do what's best for the American people.
So China has to call first?
The Chinese want to make a deal. They just don't know how to do it. But the president will be implementing these 104% tariffs on China tonight.
Trump just announced that he's going to put a 104% tariff on China at midnight because they missed the deadline to renege on their 34% tariffs, I believe. 104% is a weird number, by the way. So everything from your electronics to your plates, your clothes, your toys, textiles, everything will go up, probably double or triple. As I look around my house, pretty much 85 to 90% of the stuff I have is made in China. Go figure. So my question is, where does this stop? We already at 104% tariff. Is China going to be like, all right, well, I guess we got to fold it. They don't. They don't have no presidential campaigns. They don't have no elections. They can literally just wait this out. They can do this for 4 years. So for 4 years, we could be paying double and triple prices until the next person get in office, if the next person gets in office. We're losing. They're going to make it seem like we winning this trade war. We're not. We're losing. We might not feel it right now, but if this shit keep going on for the whole term, our pockets go feel it. Like it was already feeling it before, but 104% on 80% of the stuff we use on a daily or we buy monthly. All right.
I need you to understand how many times I took my glasses off, rubbed my eyes, and looked at that. I thought I misread it. Weren't we just doing a 50%? Where did we come from 104? I mean, tariffs are getting so bad now that car companies are saying they're not bringing imports in. Like Volkswagen's Audi stuff is not coming anymore. And anything that's at the docks is being held at the docks right now. Audi has said that they have a 60-day supply, basically, of cars at all the dealerships in the U.S. And after that, we'll see. We'll see if you get any cars. And that was just announced today. Yesterday was Jaguar and Range Rover. They said they're not sending any imports either, and whatever's here is here. These import car companies just don't want to send anything because these tariffs, it's going to cost them way more than what they're actually making on the cars. I mean, just let that sink in, right? 104% on one of the largest countries we get imports from. Clothes, toys, tech. I mean, just tech things, computers, iPhones, all that kind of everything is going to go up. It doesn't make sense. How is everything in this country going skyrocket prices of having to buy, yet we're not getting any more money for our jobs. Jobs are hard to find, and we can't still buy houses. None of this makes sense. Aren't they supposed to work for, they work for us. We're the boss. We're idiots.
It's happening, y'all. It's actually happening. As of midnight tonight, Donald Trump has actually put a tariff on goods coming from China that is now at 104%. 104%. That means your electronics, other textiles, games, clothing and stuff will definitely be going up now. I'm very interested to see the live stream, today for Pop Mart and see if there are going to be any immediate price changes with them. I don't know if it'll actually happen today or if it'll happen tomorrow, but I am interested to see if Pop Mart is definitely going to have any different charges with their items and stuff. This is absolutely insane, y'all. 104%.
President Trump had given China 24 hours to roll back or withdraw the retaliatory 34% tariff it imposed on U.S. goods, failing which Chinese goods would be punished with 104% tariffs. Donald Trump has followed through on his threat of additional 50% tariffs on China starting Wednesday. The White House announced that this will make America's new tariff on China an unprecedented 104%. President Trump had given China 24 hours to roll back or withdraw the retaliatory 34% tariff it imposed on U.S. goods, failing which Chinese goods would be punished with 104% tariffs. Beijing dared Washington to do so earlier today. Within hours, Donald Trump approved it. The U.S. used to tariff China at 10% till last month, which President Trump said robbed and ripped off the U.S. economy of billions and billions of dollars. As tariff abuser, Beijing levied a far higher tariff on U.S. goods. Last week, the U.S. president announced his reciprocal tariff move, wherein the U.S. would charge other countries roughly half the tariff that nation charged the U.S. For China, this was an additional 34%, taking Beijing's tally to 44%. Minutes after President Trump's reciprocal tariff announcement on April 2, the White House told reporters that due to a national emergency which has stemmed from security concerns due to persistent trade deficits, the U.S. is imposing a baseline 10% tariff on all countries. China's basket of tariffs now stood at 54%. Now, with today's additional 50% tariff solely for China, Beijing now faces an unprecedented levy of 104%, a near 100% rise in less than a week. Earlier today, China had responded to President Trump's ultimatum to withdraw Beijing's retaliatory move. They called it blackmail. The U.S. threat to escalate tariffs against China is a mistake on top of a mistake, which once again exposes the U.S.'s blackmailing nature, China's Commerce Ministry said.
The White House has confirmed that yes, starting tonight, the United States will be imposing a 104% tariff on some Chinese goods. This information came during a White House briefing from the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt. This briefing, by the way, was a lot about tariffs. As for those who don't know, the tariffs across the board all start tomorrow, Wednesday. All countries were hit with a baseline tariff of 10%, something in which it looks like all these tariffs in a way are negotiable, and this is just like the starting out rate. According to Caroline, at least 70 different countries have came forward to the United States to say, hey, look, let's negotiate. Let's go ahead and change this in a way. It was asked whether or not China's president reached out to Donald Trump, and she said here that right now Donald Trump believes that China wants to make a deal and that it was a mistake for China to do other kind of tariffs against the United States, which is why they're putting that 104% tariff against them. But then added that if China does reach out, Trump will be incredibly gracious, but will work in America's interests. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Please share my videos and follow me for more.
Hey, it's Joe from Georgia. So breaking news. The Trump administration will be putting additional tariffs on China. These tariffs are going to total 104%. So anything that you buy that's coming in from China is going to double in price, basically. 104% tariff. And as you know, China produces a lot of goods that the United States imports. As a matter of fact, we imported $489 billion worth of goods from China last year, and we only exported 120 some odd million dollars. But with a 104% increase, get ready for electronics to skyrocket. There will be no more cheap televisions at Walmart or anywhere else that they're going to be selling them. There's going to be so many items, just everyday items that we use that come from China are going to double in price with 104% tariff. So you want to talk about the cost of living going up? Get ready. It's going up 104% if the product comes from China.
So Donald Trump just imposed a 500%, no, it's 104% tariff on China. And I say more. They don't respect American values, and the American public has been financing that country for so long. It's about time. 104% tariff. Deal with it, China. You don't want to sell products over here? Good. That's why they brought that speed dude over there. They wanted the propaganda. I'm glad Donald Trump ain't paying for it and he's putting the American people first. We need to be making everything here. The American people can innovate, and we definitely make better quality material. I just love to see it. And it's one of those things, if you don't love America, you're going to support China. So I ask you, why are you still here? China welcomes you with open arms. Why don't you go over there? But I love seeing what Donald Trump is doing for America, because this is wonderful. 104% tariff.
China is calling out the U.S., saying it's not serious about trade talks and warning that intimidation, threats, and blackmail are not the way to engage. In a strong statement, China added that it, along with the rest of the world, is prepared to fight a trade war to the end. Meanwhile, at noon today, the White House confirmed a new wave of 104% tariffs on Chinese goods has officially gone into effect. The pressure is rising fast, and both sides are digging in. Global markets are watching every move.
We have massive breaking news right now. Donald Trump and the Trump administration have announced that a 104% tariff will go into effect against China at midnight after China missed its deadline of noon today to roll back its own 34% tariffs on American goods. This is a significant escalation. 104% tariff, which will mean that costs will go up across the board on everything America imports from China, but especially things like electronics, your Apple iPhone, Apple Watch, iPad, all of those are going to go up tremendously in price. In addition, textiles, toys, clothing, so much more will be impacted by this. These tariffs will take effect at midnight tonight or 12:01 a.m. tonight. These are retaliatory tariffs. They're 104%. Prices could theoretically double, triple in some instances because of these tariffs. Donald Trump is not backing down. We are in a trade war with China, which means TikTok could be impacted. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack shortly, so subscribe for free at the link in my bio and follow along for all the news you need to know about. More to come very soon.